In this video, we are going to talk about the natural number e, and we're going to get that by using this function here. And I'm going to plug in the table of values that I've already got created for us. And we're going to find out what happens as x in this case gets bigger and bigger and bigger or goes towards infinity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one right here. I'm going to plug it into either x and evaluate. So what we end up getting is we get 1 plus 1 over 1 to the 1 power, which is 2 to the 1 power, which is just a 2. All right. Then I'm going to continue on with that. I'm going to plug in the 10. So I got 1 plus 1 over 10 to the 10th power. Now, what we end up getting here is we end up getting a decimal. So what you can do in this case is use a calculator to help you determine what that decimal value is. And I'll go ahead and give that to you. For example, the 10 is 2.5937425. And I'm show you why I'm going to use such long decimals here in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and fill in the rest of these, and you can start to see what happens. And again, all I'm doing is taking these individual numbers and plugging those into my x and evaluating, okay? So now if I plug in the 100, what I get is 2.7048138. If I plug in the 1000, I get 2.7169239. Plug in the 10,000, I get 2.7181459. If I plug in the 100,000, I get 2.7182682. If I plug in the 1 million, I get 2.7182805. Plug in the 10 million, I get 2.7182817. And then finally, I plug in this 100 million, and I get 2.7182818. So now, hopefully, you can see I use such large decimals is because at some point we start getting a similar decimal, right? So these are the exact same two values except for that 7 and 8. So what we can see here is I'm going towards a very specific number, and that number is where we get the e value. So e roughly equals 2.718, okay? And this is similar to what we all know pi to be, is being roughly the same number as 3.14. And so in a similar way, we know pi is 3.14. We now know e is 2.718. So e is a very specific number. It's irrational, right? Meaning I can't represent it by a over b. I can't represent it with a fraction or a non-ending or non-repeating decimal. Okay, so those numbers are similar, but now from this point forward, what we know is e equals 2.718. And we're going to start to see that in word problems and different exponential and logarithmic functions as we move forward. And we just know that that e actually represents 2.718. And on most calculators, there will be a button on there that you can use for the e, just like we have a pi button on most calculators as well. All right, hope this video helps, and we'll see you in the next video.